Carlos. It's KB with Nerdophiles. Lovely to see you again. I absolutely adore the show. I think it's so great. And listen, to hear you sing again is always amazing. So, my first question is, can you talk a little bit about how Miguel's grief of losing a parent and, this drive to reinvent himself, how those two go hand in hand throughout the season, and maybe what it taught you as Carlos, what his journey taught you as Carlos?
Yeah, that's a great question. Really complicated one with lots of layers to it. I feel like, for anyone, our trauma and our like pain points basically dictate the people that we become and the things that we're comfortable with, the ways that we become reactive to certain situations. And Miguel is he's definitely has a lot of that going on, as you could see from this show. There's a lot of paralysis, emotional paralysis, I think, that happens for him, because so many sort of like related things to his past come back and activate or trigger some of those memories and those old feelings for him. And obviously, when we're not used to confronting those feelings or taking the time to really like process where it is that reactivity comes from, or where those patterns, how they sort of have established themselves in our own sort of historical landscape. Like, that's really where we get into trouble, and we become more slaves to our minds. And so that's kind of, that's Miguel's journey for the most part in this story, is just figuring out how to not let those voices and those defense mechanisms take the wheel so much, especially with respect to his trauma and where he comes from in terms of loss, you know.
Ooh, I love that. I love that you said emotional paralysis because it's true. I mean, he's almost, so terrified of feeling
Yeah.
because of what's happened in his past that, he doesn't exactly let Lindsay in the way that he one wants to, just because he just is letting that fear kind of drive him in so many ways.
100%.
Oh my.
One of our writers, Stephen Levinson, was saying this earlier, that like part of the design of the show is like making it obvious to everyone except Lindsay and Miguel that these two are meant to be together, because like that is like a testament to how powerful our head voices are. Even when objectively it's the obvious choice that's like right for you, your head is powerful enough to keep you away from that sometimes.
Ooh, so my next question is just for you, Carlos. So how do you, as Carlos, kind of silence the voices in your head that, tell you that you aren't enough, and do it in a way that allows you to kind of open your heart and lead with love?
KB, I wish I knew. I wish I knew the full answer to this question. It's an answer that I feel like I'm still, I think with anyone, it's a lifelong process of learning how to get to know this part of your consciousness, how to like, because it would be easy to say, oh, these head voices are the problem. I just have to not listen to them, but that's not really conducive to growth, in my understanding of the situation. I feel like it's more about getting to know how your individual self states and your kind of like operate and where they come from, so that you can assess like, oh, you're trying to help me right now by reacting in this way or bringing this memory back for me, and I'm going to choose to take that help because I know enough about myself to know that that's help. I know self-help when I see it, and conversely, obviously, seeing ways that your body's trying to help you and seeing like, yeah, that's just historical and that's just the habit and that's not actually helpful. And so I'm going to say thank you for coming. I'm going to put you aside, and then sort of moving forward from there. So I it's a practice. It really is a practice. It really takes conscious effort, and you got to be fearless with the work. And for young men, I think in this world, it's being fearless with your vulnerability is almost never an option. It's never taught to be an option for us. That vulnerability is almost never rewarded.
and vulnerability is strength. So I do hope that a lot of the young men watching this series can take that away from it and Miguel's journey, because it is, it's hard to do. Like you said, it's lifelong work, but there is strength in it and there is good in it. And, maybe you meet the love of your life like Miguel meets Lindsay.
Yes, well said.
Yes. So just thank you so much for taking the time to chat with Nerdophiles. I can't wait for everyone to see this series. I really, really think it is fantastic. It's incredible. I think you and May do such a lovely, lovely job of bringing this story to life. And, while it is set in 1999, I do think it is timely. So just thank you so much for chatting.
Thank you, KB. And I love meeting you at TCAs, and I'm so glad that we actually got the chance to do this.
Yes. Lovely to see you again and have a great day.
You too.